A Twist in Time, Chapter 34, Force Captain. Still under the control of Prime, Miauraya is sent back to the fight zone and is soon recruited for Force Captain, the youngest in the field. The feline's chip turns off the glowing green of her eyes for the time being, though still under its complete zombified appearance. Prime had sent this teenager to do his busy work while still holding Catra hostage, along with Glimmer, on his ship. I am here to fulfill any desires of my master. Zombified Miaura's eyes dart to Shadow Weaver, though inside the feline wanted to end the sorceress for good. Run along, Force Captain. You and your team will leave at dawn to take Bright Moon. Shadow Weaver looks at Miaura's eyes, squinting, feeling something very off about the girl. The sorceress had every reason to worry, as the Harmonian princess was about to chip the rest of the horde, one by one, just as her master had ordered her to do. Miaura's eyes begin to glow green as she slowly approaches her team of soldiers, an eerie aura surrounding the room. Good to have you back, Trace. I missed you while you were gone. Scorfina's eyes look into the very spooky ones of her former bestie before she continues to speak. Hey, what are you? The scorpion gasps as Miauriakna grabs the back of her neck, placing the parasite upon it. Too easy. I am here to bring us into the light of Horde Prime. Do not try to fight it. Do not resist it. It will only cause you pain. Given to control. Zombie Miaura's lips perk up into a minuscule grin as she watches her former best friend scream in agony, the chip embedding itself into the scorpion's tough exoskeleton. The zombie apocalypse was just beginning as one by one chips come to the rest of the horde. Next would be all of Etheria. The end was nigh, and there was no way to stop the clock. As Doomsday fast approaches, Prime beams the girl up to his spaceship to join her mother. Miauraya bows to her master before approaching his throne, kneeling at his feet. Her short hair is soon covered by her hood. A job well done, little sister. I must say, I am quite impressed with your work. Prime places his hand under the young feline's chin as her mother watches from afar. Back on Etheria, Shira and the group of princesses she had taken to Elena's tomb finally make it to the spaceship, blasting off into space. Dora was going to save her wife and child and best friend at all costs. Rage beats down on the warrior princess with every ounce of its being. She wasn't going to let Prime win, not by a long shot. The rest of the rebellion had stayed behind to aid in the fight and to protect the citizens of Bright Moon and the other kingdoms. Technessa had conquered much of Etheria in her father's name. She might have looked nerdy on the outside, but she was evil and tyrannical on the inside, just like her old man. The telekinetic princess ruled the horde with an iron fist. Okay, you got this, Adora. It's like flying a skiff, only bigger, much bigger. Oh. Adora mumbles under her breath. It's okay, Adora. Don't worry. We will get your wife and daughter back, I promise. Princess Sparkle beams, trying to cheer up the 8-foot-tall warrior goddess. And my mom. Thanks for the confidence boost, Sparkle. Your mother is lucky to have a daughter like you. Adora smiles, looking at Glimmer's daughter. Hey, I just call it like I see it. Princess Sparkle Bomb giggles softly. Well, I know that's silly, but still. Adora chuckles, giving the princess a bright moon a wink. Ugh, why did I have to be dragged along? Pearl whines as she rolls her eyes. Because, Pearl, your mom wanted me to make sure you stay safe. And you are the next water elemental. Adora rolls her eyes, scoffing at the teenage mermaid. Whatever. I don't need a babysitter. OMG, Mom. I'm 16. Pearl groans while rolling her eyes back at the blonde. Stay calm, she's just a moody teenage girl, Adora. The blonde mutters under her breath, eyebrow twitching, as she tries her best to stay calm. This was going to be one heck of a long trip. Luckily for Adora, she wasn't the only adult along for the ride, as Entrapta had also joined in on this long, perilous journey with Shira and the group of moody teenage princesses. Unfortunately, King Bo had to stay behind to fight off the zombified horde. My calculations put us at 4 days away from the mothership. Entrapta's eyes sparkle as she grins. Good, at least we won't have to be all cramped in this Chinese ship. Adora nods, her eye twitching as she glares at the teens. Just then, the ship appears to jolt off and on. Uh-oh. Looks like our engines are down. Don't worry, I will fix it in a jiffy. Entrapta grabs her torch and heads into the control module to fix a wiring problem with the ancient ship. With the power restored, the rebellion fighters continue their journey in search of Prime's flagship. By dinner time, the 3 teen girls were griping about how hungry they were. To the 2 women, Adora, who has put the ship on to autopilot, walks to the kitchen finding something for these girls who were getting on her every last nerve, something to eat. There wasn't much, however, just preserved dry space food of sorts, but it would have to do. She cooks the food for the moody teens and for Entrapta. She really didn't feel all that hungry at this moment in time. Oh well, she could save some for later if she wanted something to snack on. Prime's control grows over Ketra and her daughter. As the days pass, it seems all hope is lost for the Queen and Princess of Half Moon. Etheria was on the verge of collapse. All this because one multi-green-eyed alien by the name of Horde Prime